right, I am now going to load up this palette. I usually stand when I'm here, but that's kind of bending over a long way. Oh, I'm going to do it. And I think I will put my yellow ones together. I'll put one. Oh. You have to poke these open, I guess. Unless there's a little thing on there, I can't tell. I think I have to poke it open. And it wasn't easy, so I'm going to try this. I've had a terrible time loading up some of the fountain pen cartridges. There must be something stuck on here on the top. I don't see anything. That doesn't seem right either. Darn fountain pen cartridges. I think I was hammering one and couldn't get it open. I had to put a poker into it. I might have to do that with these too. Oh, here we go. Mr. Natural says use the right tool for the job, so I'm going to use this thing that I managed to get my paper dirty with. There it goes. Okay, so this one is what I would call a lemon yellow. There it goes. Nice. And this next one is probably going to be a golden yellow or a yellow orange or even egg yolk yellow. Oh, that one went in. Okay. We'll see what that looks like. Ooh, isn't that pretty? A lemon yellow. Oh, or a cool yellow and a warm yellow. Yellow, orange, and yellow. This you would use for mixing greens. This you would use for mixing oranges. So you can have two yellows. You don't need to mix those. You're going to have a green of your own. And you don't need orange. Definitely don't need orange paint. I don't know. Maybe somebody does. Now, the next one that we're going to run into here is going to be yellow ochre. Maybe. Maybe this will be yellow ochre, but we're going to have a nice complement of yellows here. This is a great set for that reason. Many paint sets just give you one of each color, and yellow you run out of really fast. Ooh-wee, look at that. That's my yellow orange right there. And ooh, this goes around and around and around. So far, I'm very happy with these. And this one here, yes, it says right on it, yellow ochre. Right here. Let me check the other names and see how accurate they are. I like it when they have the names that we usually use. I can't read it right now. I think this says golden yellow and, you know. And then this one here, gamboge. Ooh. Gamboge is a really nice color. That's this guy here. And then this one is our yellow ochre, which now is going into the like sepia colors, or the browns. And it is also an earth color. And on my palette, I put my earth colors together at the end. So I'm going to put my yellow ochre right here. Yellow ochre. O-C-H-R-E, ochre. It's one of the oldest colors. Our earth colors are some of our oldest pigments. And this one is orange yellow. I don't like that. Should be yellow orange. When we call, this is a good language lesson too. There are two ways. There are certain names for things like hooker's green, and like it's a certain one. And the others have like scarlet and carmine, and those are things that we know. But when we're talking about on the color wheel, we have red, yellow, and blue. And then we have, between red and yellow, we have orange. But when we call anything with orange in it, you call it with the primary color first. So it's red, orange, and yellow, orange. Okay? So we'll go over to yellow, which is a primary. We have yellow, orange, and yellow, green. Or if we go to green, we have yellow, green, and blue, green. So we go to blue, we have blue, green, and blue, violet. We go to red, we have red, violet, and red, orange. So red, yellow, and blue are the way you say the names of the tertiary colors. So the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. Secondary, orange, green, and purple. And the tertiary are like red, orange, red, violet, blue, green, blue, violet, yellow, green, and yellow, orange. So that's a good thing for English language terminology of colors. That's how you say it, and that's how you can communicate that to someone fairly clearly. All right, so I've got orange, yellow. It's not orange, yellow, it's yellow, orange. So I'm going to take that one and put it over here. Oh, I didn't poke it yet. Pokey's getting full too. There. So I'm going in. Ooh, it's a beautiful color though. I'd just call that orange. Now the orange colors in the terminology for the more expensive paints are kind of weird. I can't remember what they're. Very chemical sounding. This is vermilion. So this is a red that tends to orange. Okay, it's an orangey red. In your palette, you should have at least one yellow, in your yellow ochre, and you should have two reds. And we've got 4 of them to choose from here. So here we have this beautiful vermilion, which I think of sometimes as orange. So I'm going to put it here. Nope. Definitely not red-orange. It's an orangey red. Okay? That's my own terminology. It's like not really there. So I'm going to put that there. Vermilion. Next one is going to be scarlet. And that's our red. And now, and the reason you want to have 2 reds is that when you mix one to the orange side, you want the orangey red. When you mix one to the blue side and the purples, you want your rose red. And we also have crimson red. We'll see what we got here. Okay, so this one. Okay, scarlet. I'm going to put rose red over here. Which is probably going to be your most useful red. But those two will probably be your most useful reds because you can they're both mixable, one to the yellow side and one to the red side. I, oddly enough, view the purples as warm colors and the yellows more as cool colors. And red is definitely. Okay, crimson. This is going to be another excellent one. I'm going to put it right there. So we've gone like this. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm doing really well on space on the palettes. This one is crimson. Now these two are pretty close. We have 4 different reds there. So what you want probably is this orangey red and either one of these, yeah, to begin with. Well, if you're beginning, you're going to get this whole thing to use, but when you buy things, so it's okay. Now we're coming to the earth colors, the browns. I'm going to put my burnt sienna right there and give it a place all our own. The shop rag, that's what this is called, a shop rag. Okay, this is burnt sienna. So there is raw sienna, which is more yellow, and burnt sienna. And paints are made by, the pigments are made from cooking different minerals. So in one, this has been cooked longer, it's burnt. Okay, got umber, there's raw umber, this is burnt umber. So these are our browns. I don't know why I'm giving browns their own places, but I am. And you don't really need brown because you can mix it. Any two opposites on the color wheel make brown. Burnt umber, man, that is a dark one. It's kind of a coldish brown. Sienna's more of a yellow brown. And then we have raw brown, which is just going to be a dark, warm brown, I'm guessing. Oh, that's the name. The names are right on here. Oh, brown, raw brown, like born brown. I like that. Okay, that's a dark brown. I don't know. This one actually looks like a cooler brown than that one. So those will be fun to test out. The 3 browns. And again, now these are out here, but if I use them now with water, it's just going to all get in there and it's going to be very intense color. And we don't really need that, especially when we're starting a watercolor. If you're finishing one off, you might want to have some really raw color in there, but not necessarily. Coming into the greens now, we have light green, sap green, and dark green. Sap green is very nice. Don't know what this light green is. So what I'm going to do is, we'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more to go. I know what I'm going to do. Right, the last one here is called, oh wait, I'm thinking it's Payne's Gray, but it isn't. It might be a purple. It's some word I don't. it's some mistaken word. Okay, so I'm going to put my sap green. No, where's the light? Yeah, my light green. here. And my sap green. That's nice. It's not as light as I thought it would be. Sap green. Okay, light green, sap green. Remember that. You know, I'm going to put it in different order because I put that there. I'm going to put the sap green there and the light green there in the middle. And then the dark green. When you organize your palette, red, yellow, blue, and your browns, it becomes like a keyboard, okay? You know where your stuff is and you can reach over and get it. Find something that makes sense to you to make your palette. Ooh, I can't wait to try these. This dark green looks really good. It's close to a hooker's green, I think. All right, so there's all that. I'm going to do one more palette. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we're going with the blue greens here. This is phthalocyanine green, otherwise known as phthalo green. Here's a good one. PTHALO. Phthalocyanine green. There's a little bit of cyanide. This is going to be, it's not a pleasant green. I lost the poker. Where is it? Well, last seen, I had it in the rag. All right, I'm going to have to pause and go searching for another poker. All right, I'm back with an official poker. This is an awl, A-W-L. It's made for poking holes in leather. I use it also for, so you've got something here to brace in your hand for pushing hard. I use it for poking holes in paper for binding junk journals and stuff like that. Binding books of some of them have heavy watercolor paper. So the official poker is right here. I need to keep it clean though because it's used for a lot of things. So this is phthalo green, and it's an acidic green. I think of cyanide. And also that absinthe green, but it's not real cyanide-y looking. See what this looks like on a piece of paper. Nope, it's just an old green, but it's a chemical green. Put the phthalo in here. Oh. All right, so I'm going to go around in order again instead of by what I like. Phthalo. Our next one is a cerulean blue, my favorite. You need 2 blues, 2 reds, 2 yellows, a couple of earth colors, and something that you fancy. So here's my cerulean, and this is our, it's much more turquoise than the one that I have, but it's still cerulean. It's wonderful for skies, for the lower part of the sky, and then the higher part of the sky is a darker blue. Want to know why? Here's a cobalt blue. These are my 2 blues that I use. Yeah. And cobalt blue is expensive. I talk about my cobalt blue a lot. It dried out, and I peeled the tube off of it and put it in here. So that's my solid watercolor, and I stroke it down into water here for my cobalt blue. It's way too expensive. I mean, to throw, cobalt. Wow, I think they're using it in EV batteries or something, so the price of cobalt's gone up. So, I'm doing this with spit. There, I got a little water over here. Here we go. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Cobalt. It's a lovely deep blue. And then the next one is probably going to be ultramarine. And it is. So if you can't afford cobalt, go for the ultramarine. I think there's also a French ultramarine or something. One's more expensive than the other. Oh, and that's just a little bit, I think, greenish, but it's a dark blue. Cobalt is dark blue. So these two are really nice for skies. The lower part of the sky and the upper part of the sky. Oh, why? Red, yellow, blue. The shortest light rays are red. The next in line are yellow. And the longest ones are blue. That's why the far, far, far away sky is dark, dark blue. And the close sky is more of a cerulean blue because it's starting to mix with yellow. At the sunset, if you look at the horizon line, you'll see it's just the tiniest bit of, or not even at sunset, just about any time, there's the tiniest bit of red at the very bottom and the tiniest bit of yellow. It looks white, really, but it has that in. You do that with watercolor washes. It's the tiniest bit. And then as the yellow goes up, it becomes more and more blue into this cerulean and then the very dark. Same thing with the water. At the very edge of the water where it's shallow, it's reddish. And then as it gets deeper, it gets more green as it mixes with the blue. And as it goes out, it gets bluer and bluer until the very deep blue sea. We could call this Sargasso blue as well, this ultramarine, the deep blue sea of that. It's an amazing blue. Anyway, so the longest light rays are the blue, and the mid-range light rays are yellow, and the shortest light rays are red. And that's like the ones that bounce back first from what you're looking at and causing you to see red. Those are the, and the ones that bounce back the last are the blue, because they travel farther between the source and your eye. If that makes any sense. I mean, it's difficult, especially with the sunsets, but I've talked about that a lot on the sunset examples I was doing. So there's the cobalt. Next, we're going to go into our purple, violet. All right, we don't call this purple, we call it violet. So when you have violet and it's a tertiary color, it's blue violet and red violet. That's just that's the term that we use, and it's easier to remember that way if you just use violet instead of purple. Nice. And they're all up on the edge of the things there. And they will have slid down a bit by tomorrow morning. But I'll keep my eye on them. If they slide down, you just push them back up and put a little water in them and stick them there for a while. It's kind of like ceramics. And green lotus. Okay, this is a violet. I've never heard of it called this way. That's okay. It's a Chinese color. Green lotus. I do. Qing. I don't remember how to say lotus. Qing is green. Okay, so green lotus. must refer to the flower up to like the lotus when it's blooming. Oh my goodness, look at that dark, dark color. Can't wait to see what that looks like. And this one says Plaine. And that's a shortened character, so I don't really know what that is in there. I'd have to look that up to see what it is. I know this says watercolor, shan shui. No, not shan shui. Shui hua. Water, shui hua. Painting. And so whatever this one is, I think it might be Payne's Gray, but this is showing me more of a purple color than a neutral. So we'll see what this is. Plaine. It's probably in the dictionary. I've never heard it. Could be Payne's Gray. Paynesgrey or Gray. Eek. Now I misplaced the lid. There it is. So that's that. And, you know, if I have to put the white, I might put the paint out to see. Ooh, this black is nice. I'll just tell you the name of it. Coal black. It has its place, but you don't use it. If you need to make black in your watercolors, you mix brown and blue. One of your browns and your blue. So there we go. Got some mixing trays to fiddle around with tomorrow too, and these probably will be drying. Might be hard enough by tomorrow, and they should stay in their places up there. If you start painting with them now, the whole thing's just going to slide down in there, and you're going to have a whole bunch of bright paint there, and you're not going to know what to do with it. Light to dark, far to near, big to small. That's how you do these up. All right. Nope, back to the spit again. Got water over here. All right. And I am not going to use these things to test it because they'll get stained with the colors. And it's actually easier for me to pick up a brush, put the water in here, swoosh it, test it out, rinse it, and repeat. And then also, this is my watercolor rinsing. And this is my watercolor for putting into to make paint. So this is tap water. Rinse number 1, rinse number 2, and rinse number 3. And then, you know, there's always a rag and a towel around to wipe it off. And then you put it in distilled water. Why? Distilled water doesn't have any minerals in it. And these are all minerals. Some of them are plants, but most of them are minerals. So it could throw off the color. So that's kind of a long video. Ooh, very long. But it's a good base for what's coming next, which is test strips, more crash test dummies. By the way, don't leave your brushes standing up in a jar like this in the house because they get dust on them and then they get cruddy if you don't use them every day. And I left a bunch of mine up for a while, and I'm so sorry. They're okay now, but I just lay them down like this, or these are made to hang this way, and that's really the best way for them, these Chinese brushes. This is horn. This is sable. And this is a little cord up here. And this is the gourd that the god of immortality has with him, and I think it's Lu Tongping. Yeah, he went to sleep and somebody stole his body and he came back in the body of a beggar. But when he goes to sleep now, he puts his spirit in that gourd to keep that from happening again. Yeah, I love stories. Okay, that's it. Creative people don't have a mess. They have ideas lying around everywhere. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your interest. And I've gotten such nice comments from people. I'm just feeling like I'm starting a little a community. It's nice. And I can focus more on what people like to know and like to know more of. I'm all over the place, as you may have noticed. Okay. Here's one. Oh, this is a weird blue. Okay, yeah. Here's a French ultramarine. Okay, and then here is a Windsor blue. You know, from that series. If you decide you like doing watercolors, and switch up as fast as you can to better. You know, buy what you can afford. Selected list is the most expensive one, but they're all excellent, and they are color fast. If they're in the selected list, they are color fast. And the ones that are Windsor red, Windsor blue, Windsor green, that's like a standard one that's good for mixing and everything. So there's Windsor red. I guess there's a Windsor yellow. But anyway, that's that. And probably repeat that in another video, but it's worth repeating. Thank you so much.